line. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet. Not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's race day. 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 Crank it up. Finger to the sky and a green light shining bright. The only thing I have in mind is the finish line. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet. Not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's race day. 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 Crank it up.
And hello to everyone. Welcome back to PTM Racing TV. We're live here tonight. Smoky Tires Racing Series now making their debut here up on the show here as our field gets ready to work them on in and get ready to go out of here. Welcome to the show and welcome back to all the action here. Hi everyone, I am Christian the Crusaders driver. Welcome back here as we get things wrapped back in and ready to go here. This is their season opener here as they are all ready to go at it here for the first time this night. A whole new layout and a whole new ground and battlefield here for them as they were driving on Daytona International Speedway. Of course, this kind of tri-oval style track. Going to be very interesting to see how their momentum carries through and how they're able to hold off the wind and the power here. Of course, this being a little bit more of a D-shaped tri-oval, this is going to be more along the lines of who will be able to outwin, outpace the other here and the way they're cornering off of. So they will have to try to watch their ground and watch their positions as they hit up down these turns here and make their way through for the battle here tonight. This will definitely be something here as we get ready to get wrapped in here and ready to go here tonight. Drivers are getting ready to currently finish up their qualifying times right now at the moment. Some drivers kind of finishing out there, just kind of parking them up for a minute or two. And some just kind of doing their own thing right now. Get a good look at everybody here and get a good look at our lineup here in just a minute as we are finishing up qualifying at the moment here. Still got a little bit of a field to go through here. Still, as you got the number 6 machine up on the high side there, trying to build up momentum there. One thing I'm going to really kind of give you guys an idea of perspective on too is just I want you to go on board here as we go. This is Nathan Finnegan, by the way. If you go down the back straightaway, I want you to take a close look at how tight, how close they've got to try to run the qualifying runs, how they're trying to run that wall line instead of really using most people would think to try to go to the bottom line to kind of corner off more. Run that high side in a little bit more on the starts. One thing that helps you do is actually helps kind of burn the tires and get the car set up to make a quicker jump around, get more speed up on that high side, so then when you can go to the bottom, like you can see right here, where he's going to kind of just bring in all that power momentum to carry through in those turns and kind of carry through the rest of the field as they now work them through here to the end here. Drivers are all getting situated out and ready to go here. Looks like we're just about done with qualifying here. Only a few more minutes, only a few more seconds left actually here out of this 10-minute qualifying session. So as we get ready to go at it here, let's go ahead and show you guys the driver's name and number here, and then we will go ahead and get to starting order here tonight as they field them in, getting ready to park them up and put them into position here. This looks to be a good one here tonight as they get ready to go. This is the debut race, the season opener for Smoking Tires Racing Series. Yeah, they have called upon PTM Racing TV to call all the action and all that as we get ready to work them on in and get ready to battle them on by right now as they are currently fielding up into starting order to gridding position, making last minute adjustments, making last minute positions in as they must now endure 100 laps here at Daytona International Speedway. And I'm going to say this right now as well, folks, you might want to get used to this track a little bit because in the coming days we're going to be here quite often and quite a bit here, to say the least. Not for no good reason though. There is a lot going down, a lot of fun to be had here, and we cannot wait to tell you more about that as time goes on. But for now anyway, it's only best we start off with our gridding order, so let's start him on the pole. It'll be Robert Blowen in the 97. To his outside will be the 20 of Mark G. Dingman. And the number 2 is going to be Ryan Patty in the 99. To his outside, the 19 of Adam Ball. Row 3, Reese Kelva in the 4 is outside. The 21 of Frankie Barroso. If I say her name wrong, by the way, guys, just feel free to correct me. The 06 there, Justin Bissonette. Bissonette? I'm going to get that wrong on the line. The 12 of Todd Mace there and is outside. Row 5, Justin Cox, and the 23 is outside. The 22 of Kyle Mace. Next row on back will be the 42 of Derek Daly. It is outside. The 2 of Brian Toole. Row 7, Jaden Constrick. And the 88 is outside. The 16 of Michael Jennings. Row 18, that's going to be The 29 of Torrey Thompson is outside. Josh Peak in the 5. Next row on back will be 8th row. That will be, or excuse me, 9th row. That will be the 6th of Nathan Finnegan, and then 25 of Chad Hadelvik. Couldn't quite tell who else was in that row, but we'll see on for the rest here. Brock Hersey in the 48, and then the 70 of Mike Donahue. 9 will be the Ryan Williams. 94 will be Kevin Fetty, and then Patrick Hasty missing call for tonight's action as we now bring our drivers up onto the grid and up onto the field. Now let's get them all up and ready to here. Great field working it in. Great field battling them in for position here as we are ready to initiate our first order and our first running for the drivers of Smoking Tires Racing Series. And on a track you probably couldn't ask for anything better to start on with. So let's get this one back on through. Let's get this one in to good to go as they work them on down around, folks. If you're gonna be coming in for the first time, like and follow us up here and get ready for tonight's action as we hit them on our way here. They will work them through to their advantage here. They will work them through to their line of sight, to their area of key in play. Running them on down around, everybody looking ready to back them on down here, get them on through here. As they come down around here in the corner zone, ready to challenge them on in. Everybody looking to build them up in the momentum here as we get ready to go green flag racing here. It is time to go racing. Here we go. All right, 100 laps to the distance here as we build them on through. Robert Bluen on the early start here, building them on down here, giving them some positions through already. Challenge them by down out of turn 2. Field works into their finish. Ryan Patty there in the background trying to move it through there. They move the chains to the 30 machine while the 20 of Mark G. Dinman working it on hard there. The inside line, the outside, that's the 4 of Reese Kelva. Everybody kind of leading them in pretty hard and pretty strong on the start, but they're kind of laying off more than I thought they would on this running here. A little bit different than the pacing we're used to seeing at the start of Daytona. Will that play a factor? Well, that's only one way to find out later on right now. The field currently still charging cruising right back down and around into their corner zones. Everybody in a hot pursuit. Try to edge this one in and try to get things filled on in. Everybody in a hot battle, hot pursuit here down out of turn 2. You can see there the run they're coming from Patty there, and the 30 machine trying to hold them in, trying to give them some charges here, but not quite able to keep them through and keep the momentum alive. Reese Kelva right now at a hot spot here. Running them on hard there. Patty now currently moving back into the inside zone while Reese Kelva to the outside line trying to challenge them through. Maybe making a little bit of a run here as they come down on the front straightaway. Got a work car already up onto the binders there. Not sure what happened there. A little bit in the back area zone. Looked like maybe some problems going there for Torrey Thompson. Yep, looks like he's got major problems there. Whoa, gets into the inside wall there, and he has come to a complete halt and stop in the 88 machine. Problems for him and problems for Michael Jennings. Both cars coming to a stop. No caution called yet. Everyone stays screened. Running them on through right now. Everyone backing them on by here. Still a lot of hard racing, hard battles to go here. There's a lot of laps here to go, and there's still plenty of time for anyone to make big moves in 8 years. One thing you gotta be careful about Daytona International Speedway is always that fear of the big one. The fear of what happens when you get a little too quick on the pedal and a little too hard on the metal, and all of a sudden something just comes by and touches you, and a little bit of a problem zone there. Him on by here out of turn 3 down into turn 4 here. That 12 of Todd Macy giving it all he's got there in that Pennzoil machine, clipping him in there, building him up back on the front straightaway. Running them through, everybody in a hot pursuit, still trying to give himself a run. Still trying to cling on to some momentum, trying to keep him through. We're not quite going to be as rambunctious and all over the place as we usually are on these races, folks. Understand that this is a whole new game for us. We got 100 laps of Daytona. We got to call and try to see if we can find a way to get through it. But and maybe, I guess if I say that, the drivers want to have a little bit of fun out there and try to make us start working for this one, I guess. As they come down the front straightaway here, a hot pursuit is situated as they come down the stripes. Everybody all in their game, all in their battle zone right now, trying desperately to move through and move the chains. Reese Kelva, how about this cat, man? First time on the show, he's really working and wheeling and dealing that machine in. But remember, this is early. You've got a long race ahead of you, man. You can't just be making big moves like that and think you can get away with it that easily. Threw him on by here. Still Mark G. Dingman right now trying to hang on there with Todd Macy there. Kind of eyeing his spot and trying to eye him up into the run here. Field works it through. Jake Langley joins in. Take Gabby on board here tonight. Trying to get Matt. Throw him on back round right now. Everyone's still on their feet, on their toes, trying to not make any mistakes early. But again, you can never be too sure about that. You're on board here with Todd Mason. You can see right here how tight and how compact they are to one another. The slightest movement of those cars into something or into someone, and it could be game over. They've got to be aware of that. They've got to be careful about that all the way through to this race, and they know it. We'll see how long and how well that plays out for them here. But right now, currently, as the field works it in, it's still the Robert Bluin show right now. Bluian, someone please tell me how to say his name. I'm sorry if I keep messing your name up tonight. Ryan Pally, though, in that 99. Got a pretty solid race. Hang on by, back on through, down to turn 1, down in turn 2. Reese Kelva there in that going to the outside, looking in, maybe trying to get a run there, maybe looking for some power off the exit out of turn 2. Looks like he's got the momentum, looks like he's got the power, but does he have enough to get through to get with this one? Gap time is pretty much not going to be a matter here. It's going to be more about just how you worry about getting your draft in and trying to stay in the runs all the way through. As they work them on down around out of turn 4 here, everybody's still in a hot race, hot take here. No one is giving an inch here, that is for sure. But remember, there's a lot of laps to complete. There is a lot of battles to do. And there is no gimmies whatsoever here. Running them through, down out of turn 1, down turn 2 here. And still, it is Mark Dingman right now currently in the background. You're looking in, Matthew Fleming. Now he's going to the outside, maybe looking for a little bit of run. Still 3 wide there, down out of the back stretch. Fleming trying to get a move, trying to get a little bit of a boost there, trying to get the old beer nuts number 8 machine, trying to move through the field, move the chains on in. He has worked the draft, he's worked the train, he's worked the system. Now he just needs some momentum. Coming down out of turn 4, down the front straightaway. Here comes the Speed Trial Track. Man, they are hard rocking and hard rolling this one through. No one giving an inch here to anyone. This is some solid racing on the front here. That's one thing you gotta love about it. The fact of that you can have battles like this and you have races like this all the way through. But there's always that fear, that little mindset that guys kind of get in your head a little bit. You got to be careful about, and that's when will the big one come? Because we know it will come. Roundabout out of turn 4 here to into a 3-wide salute. There's a 21 back behind him. That is Frankie Barroso right now. Barroso. Yeah. It's a unique name, by the way. I like it. Barroso right now currently giving some momentum there in that quick lane. Number 21 is the 22 there of Kyle Mason. Trying to hold his line on the bottom line, trying to stay into this run zone. One thing you're going to have to keep an eye on tonight as well is when drivers go into pit road. They're trying to set up for the long haul, the long setup. It's going to really be a matter of strategy. The biggest factor, in my opinion, is just when you're trying to make your chances up, especially when you got runs like this coming down out of turn. Durham on through right now, currently still a hot battle here, and we've got ourselves a battle for the race lead. Robert Bluin is not holding this one off. It's Reese Kilva now moving to the outside, moves the chains in, moving it through, hard run there, contact made out of turn 1. They hold it though. Oh, blowing right now, trying to make sure he's not blown away from this one. That's one thing you got to be a little worried about is if you're the race leader is when will the time come someone gets a little too aggressive and gets a little bit more anxious to get up to the top spot. Doesn't seem like it's happening just yet. Matthew Fleming there. Give him the hard charge of the award so far right now. He's up 14 spots where he started right now. Absolutely laying into this one. You can see these drivers laying into one another every back and forth, heavy on the mows. The 30 of Patty going to work here with Kelva. Now Fleming going to work here. That Patty there. The inside zone, the outside line right now starting to play into the factor into the key strategy. These drivers giving it everything they can to try to hang with them and try to build up the momentum. But the charges are just not quite holding off the way they want to and just not what they want yet here. Moving them on through the beer nuts number 8, getting a little wobbly, a little scoozy-woozy there. You got to be careful about that. You can't get over rambunctious. You got to still have a little bit of a momentum run there and try to stay out of that problem territory. Down the front stretch, ready to go, everyone. All dog-legging around into the trouble zone. We got problems there on the front stretch. Watch out, watch out, watch out. Oh, that's not what you want to see when the big one comes. Oh, no. Oh, man, you got to be kidding me. Margie Kidman gets a whole lot of that one. He gets a lot of damage up on that machine there. Oh, man, field got crashed up pretty bad there. We're going to have to go to the PTM Instant Replay to find out what happened exactly before the caution came out. Look out for that angle. Looks like Mark Mason getting tagged up there as well. Couldn't quite tell where everything went wrong there. Went back down around here. Still trying to get a good camera angle of what happened exactly. Apparently the producers don't know how to get camera angles around here. Taking a look at it. Well, looks like we got a better idea of it. Looks like Bluey. Unfortunately, just kind of sat back on the pace there a little bit and kind of got set forward a little bit more there. Now let's see if we can get one last good check at this one here. I think we finally have the replay we were looking for here. So, yep, looks like we finally have it at long last. So here is the full incident from start to finish here. Take a look at this. Watch them coming out of turn 4, coming down to that front stretch, and looks like maybe a little punk there from Fleming, and it sends the whole field into utter and complete chaos. So drivers involved in that one definitely will get set back a little bit here as we now back them through here. 16 laps are going to be completed here as we now get ready to talk with some drivers here. Let's have a little talk with them here and see how they are holding up out there and give them the spotlight here as we wish to always try to give everyone a chance to. So let's go ahead and find us some drivers to talk with here. All right, looks like we got one of our drivers now joined it on in with us real quick. This is Ryan Patty here. Ryan, do you have the copy, sir?
10-4.
Hey, man, right now, that 30 machine right now doing some work here and getting some hard runs, but managing to avoid the early wreck there. What's going to be the key factor here to survive through this one?
Yeah, patience is going to be key. I mean, any super speedway race, you just want to keep the car clean to that last run. So just trying to stay out of trouble, hopefully lead some laps. I find that staying up front is probably the safest place to be.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, you seem like you got everything kind of dialed in so far. We'll see if maybe that Valvoline 30 machine has something to give to these guys tonight.
Sure hope so. Well, hopefully stay out of trouble and maybe talk to you at the end of this thing.
Absolutely, man. Good luck. We'll see you at the end, brother. Ryan Patty there in the 30, taking the time to talk with us here as we get things back on around here, ready to go back at it. We will showcase our drivers constantly throughout the show. So we will be sure to make sure we talk with as many folks as we can as well, trying to give everyone a fair shake and a fair chance here. A lot of new drivers though for me, so I'm kind of bringing them in as I go here. So I do apologize in advance if I pull someone in we probably shouldn't have at the time. See who we got. And maybe in the chat as well, if you guys want, let me know who do you want to hear from, because if I can, I'll talk with them. All right, I think we got one right now. Let's go ahead and talk with him. This is Adam Ball in the 19 machine. And Adam, right now, man, you got a little bit of a charge going. You started in 4th. You're currently in 3rd now. But what's been really the big thing that you've been seeing early on in the start of this race?
Well, for the most part, everyone seems to be just trying to get to the end of the race at this point. A lot of give and take, which is nice to see. So just hanging out here 3rd right now, and we'll see how this goes.
If there's one thing that you kind of worry about the most, what would probably be that one thing that you're trying to stay away from in the entire sanction of it? All right. You still got us, Adam?
Yeah, I'm still here. You got me?
Yeah, we had a little glitch on our end. You want to say what you said there real quick one more time?
I'm going to say the main thing I don't want to happen is to get wrecked. So we'll see what happens.
For sure there, Adam. Well, nevertheless, man, you got a pretty good car, pretty good ride under that wheels, and pretty good line on the pocket. So we'll let you get back down to business and figure out how this one plays out. Hey, which one are we going to take you back into?
CCR.
Okay, perfect. Good luck, man. All right, so as the producer is currently trying to figure out how to keep giving me glitch graphic gremlins around here, for crying out loud, we now get the drivers back on in and get back to normal here. That's just live racing for you sometimes, folks. Sometimes we have these issues, but there's one thing I don't want to see right now is any more glitch graphic gremlins annoying me tonight. I've already had a few of them just completely take out my whole week when it came to racing, much less trying to broadcast. We had to move the studio over, and thank you folks that have allowed us to move into their studio for the moment, just kind of get things figured in. But tomorrow night, hopefully, we'll be in our brand new, redone, redeluxed and all that stadium. One can hope, but right now, currently, as one hopes, one gets the pace truck off, which means only one thing. It's time to go back to racing. And when the lights come on, what do? You know what to do. Let's get back down to the action. Here we go. Running them on through, right back on the early on start here, back through the 88 of Jaden Constert. Trying to hold off, trying to keep some momentum in that area zone already as the drivers back them through down their corner zones off the first few turns here in the corner. Justin Cox in that 23 starting to build up on the outside line, maybe trying to get something going for a little later on. Might be strategy on his end to say the least, but Frankie Barroso right now kind of has a different idea and a different strategy as Todd Mason in that 12 moves to the outside, cornering in. These drivers right now are playing different lines, kind of cornering off in different areas. This is kind of, I've never really seen this kind of strategy usually on Daytona. Usually it's everyone kind of tries to stay together and piles up together on the restart. The complete opposite of that. Everyone's kind of just gunning off their lines and gunning off their spots and then going into a single file to then set up for a run later on. Very different strategy. I don't want to say it's kind of unique, but it's very smart strategy at the same time. When you think about it, you got 100 laps you got to deal with, and you got to save that tires up, save the fuels up. So it's going to eventually, obviously, you're going to have problems. You're going to have somewhat of an issue when it comes down to the wire. And kind of but I swear, coming down to those final 10 laps, all bets are off. If you did whatever you saved up, you better start doing it. Speaking of starting to use right now, currently Todd Mason using up all the track and using up all of his field right now. He's got that 12 machine up into the spotlight. He is now your leader. Kyle Macy following in behind right now, backing down out of the corner zone. Running up through down about turn 1, down into turn 2. Everyone yet again still in a hot battle, hot take here. Everyone trying to outpace the other here, but right now, currently, if you want to be the best, you got to beat Todd and Kyle Macy. I believe brothers or family members at least, judging by their last names here. Continue them on around right now, starting to run them on harder as they can. Down out of turn 3 and 4 has the early advantage here. Ryan Patty, though, in that 30 machine, not giving any inches up just yet here. Has the 6 of Nathan Finnegan. With 19, Adam Ball kind of following in behind, trying to challenge him through, almost with a 3-wide salute. I don't know if they want to do that just yet here. Well, I guess maybe they're thinking otherwise because that, whoa. Well, Nathan Finnegan, man, he was looking at that outside line. I don't know, maybe he was trying to go 3-wide, or he was trying to find an opening. These guys definitely putting on a bit of a hard run and a battle and a show tonight. And might I add, folks, we're scheduled for 4 races with these guys. Expect to see tonight, and then expect to see the season finale and 2 races in between. And we are definitely proud to be calling that for these guys. Great racing so far. We can't wait to see what these guys got cooking up for the rest of the season. Wish them nothing but the best of luck when they go through the rest of the season as well. Running them through down and about our corner zones here. Everyone in a hot pursuit and a hot challenge and a spot up here, trying to make their moves, make their runs in. Continue to corner them off out of yet again. It is Ryan Patty who is now moving the chains, moving the train up. You could say maybe the Daytona, the Talladega style choo-choo train is in gear. And when it's in full gear, it's in full gear. Getting word as well from our broadcast team and the producers down here that are newly hired. I fired the old ones, thank you very much. And still, the old ones still seem to be giving me headaches. The new ones are just as bad sometimes. But nevertheless, we do have word right now that we are going to have stages here as well. So stage 25 and stage 60 will be where you see the end of those. Coming down the wire, though, this is starting to get a little hot here right now. Back them on down out of turn 2. Hot run and hot pursuit. Todd Macy doing everything he can to keep that race lead away from Ryan Patty on the outside. Patty going a little bit harder in the corner, trying to build up momentum, trying to keep that car in the side draft and in a full draft, trying to push them down there. If they keep moving, that will make them have a lot harder time to run through and try to stay in this. But right now, currently, to the finish here, they come on by. Hot pursuit and a hot take. Ryan Patty, though, managing to stay in the zone and managing to stay on through with this one. Macy doing everything he can to give him a little more of a run here. It's going to be close coming down the wire here. Everybody in a hot battle, hot pursuit here. Still trying desperately to move the chains on through. This is looking to be a battle to the end here on the stage. Coming down the wire. Looks like Macy might have finally put a little bit more oomph into that car. Coming down to the zone. Does he have enough as he comes across? There they come to the stripes. And it looks like that's going to be Macy taking the stripe home to end the stage. Todd Macy is your stage 1 winner in a pretty quick fashion. Great race there. Nicely done on his end. Stays clear and out of trouble, and that's what's all about here. You just got to keep that momentum alive and see if you can pull it through. That's exactly what he did there, and he will take home stage 1. Now, it's that time of day again, folks. It's time to go ahead, see who we can bring in now to the show and see who we can talk with here. There's a lot of drivers that we can talk with. We just got to figure out who to bring in. Well, I guess it's only a better time to go ahead and talk with another driver here. So let's go ahead and bring them on in right now. This is Mr. Kevin Petty in the 94. Kevin, do you have the copy, sir?
I do.
Hey man, right now, currently, pretty sweet looking ride you got out there and pretty good battles all the way through from the back here. You're up 11 spots now, and the end of the stage has come, but you got a couple more laps before you get to stage 2. What will be the big key factor to winning this race, in your opinion?
Just going to take keeping the car clean, I think, as much as anything. I see a handful of drivers already out here that are damaged and trying to save their quick repair, so it's just going to be a matter of not being in that position.
Now, we weren't able to really get a full idea of what the quick repair system is going to be tonight. Are they only allowed one, or do they have 2 or more?
No, they're only allowed 1, so if you burn it early, then you're going to have to play it safe the rest of the way.
That is for sure there. They will have to keep everything at bay and make sure that they only use it at the right time in the right place. Thankfully with these stages, though, that gives you guys a good chance to really get that figured in. So won't keep you around too much longer. But, Fetty, we do appreciate you tuning on in, and go shoot nothing but the best of luck here as you get that 94 machine up to the front.
Thank you, gentlemen. Hope it's a good show from here on out.
So far, so good. Good luck, man. Grev and Fetty, thank you for taking time to talk with us again as we now get the drivers into pit road. We'll leave them alone for the moment as we take you to this quick commercial break. Don't go anywhere. When we return, we'll be back with some more of Smoking Tire Racing Series and their season opener at Daytona International Speedway. Tonight's race is brought to you in part by their good friends over at AC Paints. AC Paints and Design, sponsoring up and helping keep the show alive and keeping the run on by. If you guys could and would, be sure to visit them up and support them up for Smoking Tires Racing Series. And of course, if you guys are curious, these drivers are taking in some folks as we speak. So if you're curious and want to run with these guys, I don't think it's any better time than to try to talk with them now. So they just started the season out and they just started getting things going. So I would say if you want, now's a better time than anything to be talking with them and having a little bit of fun. Seems like a great bunch of guys out here. Some great folks to talk to. Easy going, laid back. You know, I think that's what everyone wants every now and then, right? Just easy kind of loving kind of guys. And speaking of easy loving kind of guys, how about this? Let's go ahead and bring in the number 4 here, Reese Kelva. Reese, do you have the copy, sir?
What up, buddy? How you doing?
Well, we're doing pretty good here on the show right now. How are you feeling in that car tonight, man?
Man, we're feeling good. Feeling good. Feeling competitive.
All right, awesome. Hey, man, real quick, just in the chat, we actually had Steve Anderson join us in saying Texas Kelva sent me here. Good first stage. So I'm presuming sure you're Texas Kelva, ain't you?
Yes, sir.
All right, well, they've tuned on in right now, and I got a little bit of a fan base growing here. So what's going to be the big thing for you tonight to survive? We've heard everyone else's story. What about yours? What do you see that everyone else doesn't in this case?
I'm just staying consistent. One, trying to stay away from the big one, right? But staying consistent. You know, we had a good run up there up front. Finally got our teammate up there with us. And then, you know, I don't know what happened with me and Robert. I think we just got a little too close to each other and touched each other. But, you know, staying away from the big one.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, we're ready to get back to double file restart here. We'll see if they bring a little bit of Texas style here to Florida and have ourselves a little wake here. Good luck out there, bud.
All right, buddy. Thank you.
Reese Kelva, as I'm now apparently going to be calling him Texas Kelva. And the number 4, ready to rack him, stack them all back up underway here right now as the field fights to charge them in now. Ryan Patty in the 99 will be in the inside here. Kyle Macy will be in the second slide. And then, of course, got a few other drivers here looking to make some big moves. Kevin Fetty moves up into the Franks, up into the position. Frankie Barrasso going in there, maybe trying to see if he can move it through a little bit more here as the field ready to work him by here. Got our blimp cam up on the Raptors here tonight. Trust me when I say this, folks, we'll be using that here a little bit. Dale Dixon Jr. joins us on in, as well as Quentin Stadler. I hope I said your name right. Texas Kelva sent me here too. Apparently Texas Kelva's got a fan base here tonight, man. All right. Great to have you guys on the show tonight. Hope you're enjoying so far what you see, and hope you guys like what you're watching. Hopefully we can get some more Texas Kelva fans in the house as the lights come down. Take the scoreboard off for just a minute, and that means one thing: it's time to get back down to business. Charlie Baxter sent. All right. At this point, I'm going to presume everyone was set by Texas Kelva. Charles Whitehead joins us in. I know he's not, but great to have you on board, Charles. And trust me, we're still working on that Cone Lives Matter shirt, bud. We'll get more into that a little later on right now as we're back down to business here. Coming down on the front straightaway here. Charles coming in. flag flies. We're back underway. Field in a hot pursuit here. We are currently at lap 30 of 100. Still got a few laps to go here and still got a lot of time to get this one sneaked on in right now. Back down on the corner zone. Frankie Barrasso on the attack, on the throttle. Maybe pulling up a full throttle assault, if you will. Puts his pedal to the metal, puts his momentum to key work here. The inside-outside line looking in. Can't quite get around Ryan Patty in that 30 machine. As the field works in right now, Todd Macy and the Pennzoil 12 machine starting to make the hard charge. He doesn't need a battery in that car. He's got a full charge already in it. Runs it through down on a turn 3, down into turn 4 here. Starting to make some moves here. As the field will now start to pile in, pack them top 2 by 2. Running them on down right now. Currently, field still in a pretty good battle and a pretty good line to the pocket here in the zone. You're on board here right now. Brian Toole currently. Toole trying to give a good run there on Kevin Fetty and trying to build up momentum to carry it through. As our field works it down around that corner zone, you can see a little bit of a run here coming from the Myers boy. Here comes Macy. Kyle Macy there. Running in hard, running in quick. A little bit of a bump there, though. Barrasso getting a little looser off the apron. He's got to try to save it. Gets it cleared out there at turn 3 and a 4. Well, that could have been dangerous and disastrously there, but nevertheless, holds it through, gets a momentum run there. Ryan Patty. Well, I don't know if he just slowed up or there was a huge run there coming from Barrasso, but he just slowed up big time there, and Barrasso just put that front bumper right into his rear bumper, quick as he can say. How you doing around here? Well, there he is, Texas Kelvin, the number 4 machine, starting to move the chains, move it through. He's got the beer nuts, number 8, Matthew Fleming. I love saying that, beer nuts. I don't know what's so funny about that, but right now back him down out of turn 3, down into turn 4 here. Looking to gain some ground, looking to gain some time up into position here. Kelva going all at it here, looking definitely like he's from Texas. He's moving the chains up into the field as he is now taking over for the battle here. He's looking to run in there a little harder on that zone. Maybe if he can get some more power in there, he might have himself a chance here. Running back in, works again now, and it is gone back to Ryan Patty. Patty had the race lead, lost for a minute. Kelva had it there, but not to be. As he moves through now, moving it back on in. He's starting to make a hard charge here. Finally, Kelva takes home the race lead. We'll see if that last one here, we'll see if that's able to hold down. Chris Gawley, GJ moves in here as well. He's in with us right now. Great to have you all on board right now as we are currently in a hot pursuit, a hot battle. One thing you got to love about these plate tracks is that they're pretty much set up for anybody to try and run. The only problem is trying to win on them is a whole nother ball game, because you got to master certain things and you got to master how to run a certain line at a certain point and at times another area or at times. And right now the 22, Kyle Macy there in the background, following back up a little bit, going back below the O line and going way into the field here. Field works it through. Ryan Patty there, staying ahead of the field, trying to move it through, while the 21 of Frank Barrasso going at it hard as he can there on the inside. You can see, though, Texas Kelva is not just done yet. He's going to try to give him a little bit of a run here as he's got the beer nuts. Number 8, Matthew Fleming, starting to push them up, trying to get the chain to work, trying to put the drive line in shape and trying to bet a little more power under that hood. Solid battles and solid racing here, to say the least here. This 100-lap ordeal really showing what these drivers can do and how hard they will run to try to keep their momentum alive here for these top 4 drivers. You know, it's not just the top 4 that's going at it, though. We got drivers in the background here. A little bit of love is shown as well currently. You got guys like Justin Bessanone right now currently in that 06 machine, trying to build up momentum, trying to hang it on down, give himself a little bit of a fighting chance here. He's down 2 spots from where he started at, but that doesn't seem to be phasing him too much, as he's got the 3 there of Josh Peak right in his front view and in his sights here. Backing him on around down to the corner, trying to build up a little bit of momentum push there. He's trying to get a little charge here. I'm going to tell you right now, one thing you're going to see a lot of tonight, like I said before, is drafting. And the only way to draft is to do exactly what Bissonette right now is doing, which is really get right on the middle ground, find the clearance, get the air to cool in and start the downward force in there so you have more power to push through. And the rest is history, as they say. As the top 4 go out of here right now, they're just letting these other guys in the background just kind of move through and get up closer to them. Time's running out for him, and time's starting to get a little bit closer here. Reese Kelva in the number 4 now moves in the outside, blocks the 8 of Matthew in the Fleming in the Beer Nuts number 8 machine. I don't know why, that just sounds so good to me. It's like so, I don't know, it's like rewarding. I don't know why I'm saying it like that. But anyway, back up through Ryan Patty. Once again, the Valvoline in him is going out of here. That Valvoline 30 is not giving an inch to any of these guys tonight. All still trying to challenge them through. All still trying to charge through this one. Remember, in lap 60, we end the stage. Stage 2 will come to an end. And that will open the door up to the final stage. These guys giving it everything they can right now, trying to get situated. At the moment, though, currently. The Hoppers from the back to the front right now, top of the moving it through hard as they can. Everybody in a pretty solid battle here, and a really hard run here to say the least. Robert Blumen there in the 96 now moving to the outside, looking in, maybe trying to make a challenge. As he's got the 06 right behind him there, of course, now trying to move the chains, move the field in. Justin Bissonette moving it through right now. And again, you folks know how to say their names. Let me know, and I'll pronounce them right next time, I swear. Back on down that turn 1 down into turn 2 zone right now. We're not quite halfway there just yet, but you would think we're already at the top 10 zone right now. These guys are just absolutely laying into one another, really pushing their power and pushing all their pedal to the floorboards. Frankie Barrasso right now doing all he can there in that quick lane Motorcraft 21 machine to stay in it with Robert Blumen there, but Blumen right now currently just falling further and further back. Chris calling for Testis Kelva to the lead, as he would say here in the chat. And right now, currently, he's not too far off from that. He actually going down here once again, down on the outside, now 3 wide, there they go. Blue would have to back off. Dude couldn't quite get into that temper zone just yet. He knows problems can start there easily as they know how to. V8 of Matthew Fleming trying to block him off, trying to keep him away from doing it. This isn't like Talladega where you could probably take it like 4 wide around. If you take a 3 wide, you run the risk of possibly getting one little mishap or one little miscue. And all of a sudden everything goes off in problem zone here. Right back on around right now. The 21 of Barrasso though, man, he is just looking strong as can be. Up from started 6th, currently in 3rd. But if you want to talk about hard charges as well right now, how about this cat right here, Matthew Fleming in the Beer Nuts number 8 machine. He has had a really good race considering where he had started out and where he was been at right now. But that's the beauty that falls behind with these races and kind of falls in future with these timing as well. He's currently the 2nd hard charger, the only one that's up a little bit more than right here. A while ago. Field them in down around their corner zones. Everyone's still in a hot battle, hot run here to try to see if maybe there's anything to go here for them and maybe anything they can take it through. You see Robert Blumen there, one of the lone Canadians right now trying to stay ahead of that isolated fuel and an isolated power that's coming through on the outside line, trying to stay in this one. Down the inside, looks like we've got ourselves a heated battle for the lead. Whoa, there was contact. Big time made there by Justin Bessonette to Reese Kelva. Old Texas Kelva, man, almost got the picture right there. If you saw that one on your screen, you know how close that was. That could have been disastrous to say the least here. You can see, though, how hard he's trying to move it in, trying to make him pass by there. He's got the 21 of Frankie Barroso right behind him, just waiting for an opening, waiting for him to make a mistake. That's one thing you don't want to think about around here, though, is that possibility of making a mistake, because it seems like if you do, you're just good on making mistakes. Field works in right now, still in a pretty good battle. Everybody doing what they can here, just trying to stay in that zone and still fill them on by. Yeah, Jaden Consturk right now moving the chains up. He's up 6 spots, maybe looking for 7 if he can just get in that 6th spot right now. Doing all he can to make the field work in his own power. Now through and through they go here down in the corner zone. Everybody in a hop pursuit for this one. Running them on by down that front stretch. You can see everybody in a pretty good line in the pocket zone right now. Everyone pretty much kind of getting this one figured in to where they want to be at and where they want to run. Now it's just going to be a matter of taking your time and tempoing this one through as we're about ready to reach the halfway point. Justin Bessonette right now currently trying to move it in, trying to hold it through the 0-6 there. Maybe making for a run, making for a little bit of an interesting battle here. Old Texas Kelva trying to stay out of that problem zone. He knows about one little wrong step or foot or little movement there will send him for a ride. Right back on, back down that turn 4 zone. Down the outside, we might have ourselves a 3-wide slip for the race lead here if Bloom has this. Blewin right now doing everything he can to try to give himself a fighting chance here. Just try to make his move. He's got them beer nuts, number 8 machine to the inside, now moving it through. Can't quite get that momentum run though. Can't quite get the corner off the zone. Trying to hang in there. Before Reese Kelva right now doing everything he can just to defend off 2 spots. One being on the high side, one being on the low side. He is your race leader at the moment, but man, he's fighting for everything he's got here. Time's getting late, time's getting rough right now, and this is starting to look more and more like something like Texas Kelva might be losing a little bit of the ground and momentum there. On a hot pursuit, on a hot battle, everybody around their corners, into their zones, everyone just doing what they can. The 88 there, moving it through as well, maybe making some passes on by here. Right back down around they go here now. Jaden Consturk there, moving by on the zone. Trying to stay ahead of there is Torrey Thompson. Out of that little caution earlier, it got sent back a few laps, unfortunately, same for Mark Field desperately trying to build them up, trying to tip their way into this one. Nathan Finnegan as well, kind of moving the chains on through. And on board Cameron here with Josh to get a good idea where he's at right now. Early up in that 12th spot right now, trying to hang with these guys, trying to give himself a little bit of a fighting chance, but even though he's up 4 spots at the moment, he's still got a long way to go, and I think right now he's doing a pretty smart job saving his tires up and waiting for the right time to strike. Mike Donahue right now knows all about that. He's trying to do himself a little bit of a favor here as well, and it's taking through him. Field works it in, they'll wrap him back around here, and on by. Nobody giving an inch here, nobody giving up any chances here to say the least, but now it looks like there might be some runs being lost here on those corners, on those outside line, because you saw a few of them right there actually losing their time, and that's starting to set them back a little bit as we're about ready to reach the halfway point. And remember, at lap 60, that is when we will call for the caution to get a stage 2 break. And then after that, well, let's just say it's going to be a hot one at the ends. They have to take it 3 wide there down out of turn 3. Trying to stay out of trouble zone, but they had to make their way around lap traffic, and that was definitely the case here. Through and through right now. Barrasso goes in. The good chunk of the field falls behind. Texas Kelvin decides to stay out a little bit longer here. I'm not sure what the strategy is going to be here. Fuel and tires wise right now, they're currently starting to plunge up quite a ways, quite a bit here. So if they're not careful, that can definitely set them back a little bit and kind of set them up for a longer haul here. Running them through though, everybody still trying to pick them on by, starting out pulling them through and give them a little bit of a fighting chance here. If you guys haven't already, be sure to like and follow us up here on Facebook. Also, check out our clothing store. We got merchandise there for PTM Racing TV and all our some other folks we've also worked with and sponsored up here before. Be sure to go on there and see how everything goes. Time's getting dark. And actually, one thing you notice right now, guys, actually the weather is actually changing out there. There's one thing that you'll notice with iRacing is that compared to all the other sims out there, not often you see really the weather be a big factor or change, but here in this world, oh, let me tell you, it matters. And it will change on you in a dime if you're not careful. Field works it through right now. They're all having to deal around lap traffic, trying to stay out of that zone. Ho, that could have been disastrous there for the 42 of Derek Daly. Daly stays out of that problem area, though, managing to keep his nose clear of the problem. Ryan Patty, though, now starting to get pushed back a little bit here, but starting to move through the field. As the field had to go into pit road there. Strategy seemed to play more into the favor for Bissonette there and all of them right now currently, as they are still on the hunt and on the attack to make it through. We'll see how long it plays out though, because right now they are not too far off and have to go into pit road here. But right now, Ryan Patty now taking the race lead back away there from Bissonette right now. Bissonette right now currently further back down. 06 is going to have to make some time up here. Right now, this is the whole field right behind him there, currently trying to build up a bit of a trap, a little bit of a help. Frankie Barrasso there getting a bit of a hand there from the 3 there. Josh Beat currently trying to hold him up, trying to give himself a fighting chance to get himself going here yet again. It's one thing you got to be really careful of is once that weather goes down and starts to cool down the track just a little bit, it then plays into the factor of, okay, what's going to happen later on when you really got to work your way into those corners and into those zones and really have a little bit more momentum. How much of those tires are going to burn up later? And that's one thing the pros are all too well familiar of. That's why iRacing is just, it's so unique on its level and everything here. Kim McInerney and Bissonette joins us in saying, holy crap. Great to have you on board here tonight, although I don't know what the holy crap was from, but anyway, great to have you on board. Still got a lot of love for old Texas Gilbert right now as well. Folks trying to give him a little bit of a hand, a little bit of a chance here to try to fight their way through as they continue them on down around their corner zone. Everyone's still in a hot pursuit from one another, but they're all chasing down this man, Ryan Patty, current race leader. Much eyeing his targets and eyeing his spots up, really making it work here for him. He's got Robert Blumen right in his sights, right in his mind right now to possibly make the big move and make the big pass by here. We'll see if that comes into play later on. All through and through right now. Field still trying to stay ahead, not get lapped back, because remember, when you lose your lap, you're going to really be in some trouble later. As the 70 of Mike Donahue right now is trying to help out Kevin Fetty in that 94. one thing you gotta be kind of aware of, a lot of drivers that you've seen earlier that were up in the front are longer and longer gone from the spot because they weren't saving their tires or fuel up. They were trying to run them in a little harder to get some momentum going. But because of the clean race and all that right now, currently, it's faltering more under the guys that are trying to lay low and trying to lay off the momentum here as we are past halfway and just about 4 more laps to go before we then hit to the stage 2 break, which then leads into the final stage. And that will signify a big seismic shift, if you will, in how they will battle it out, how they will run them on down the inside zone right now. Currently, you got a huge battle coming your way as Ryan Patty in that 30 machine trying to stay ahead of the field, trying to stay ahead, and Kevin Fetty and Mike Donnelly having to go into pit road. Frankie Barrasso not too far away from Ryan Patty right now. You can see him actually coming out of turn 2 there as we move the camera in there. Currently, Barrasso and all of them trying to build a little bit more momentum, trying to stay ahead of the curve. But if anything, Ryan Patty's going to take stage 2 home if he can just stay ahead of the curve here. He hasn't even left off his shoes here yet, man. I think he was just made a deal with the devil out here. He's just really working it in as hard as he can. Still jacking them up right now, backing them on in. Everyone's still in a hot tail, a hot pursuit. Through right now, Todd Macy looking to possibly inch his way up a little bit further into the field right now. And indeed he has. He moves through way up in the field right now, moving it back quick as he can here. Takes over for second now as he moves it through. See the run that Barrasso right now trying to do here with that 22 of Kyle Macy. Macy trying to hold him off as Ryan Patty has to go into pit road now. So it looks like if these guys can keep the draft line going, they might have a good chance here to stay in that zone. Fuel, I said earlier, was going to be a big factor, and right now it's a huge factor. There are guys right now that are trying to challenge their way up to the front and take home the stage win here. Stage 2 is in their sights and it's almost in the clear. We're down to only 2 to go here, and if Ryan Patty can't get out of there quicker, I don't think he's going to have much of a chance to stay ahead of the lead lap drivers right now. Times running out, coming down up zone wide as we come back in out of turn 3, down turn 4 right now. Macy trying to hold off. He's got his guy Kyle Macy just right behind him, trying to find him in here. The family members right now not having too kindly to this race. Frankie Barrasso right now gonna move it through, move the chains on in. Brian's out, but he's currently losing ground quicker than you know it. Second by second right now there, coming to the end, coming to the wire here. This is where it gets interesting here as we get to the blimp view here. There goes the leaders here, they're moving it through. Patty right now definitely not too far ahead. He's only up in turn 3. Fields coming in hot, buddy. We'll see if he's able to hold off here. Coming down the wire, only 2 to go. Now 1 to go on this stage here. Macy's going at it. Patty right now trying to hang by. Barrasso also in this zone right now, trying to fight their way through. This is going to be interesting. Patty is only so far ahead, but it looks like he was trying to get a bit of a draft help. I think he's backing off a little bit, maybe to get a little bit of that draft and a little bit of work here. Gonna stay side by side as they come down, and just look what's right behind them. It's like a gang of boars running at you, as if literally the Lion King. All of a sudden, the boars are coming at Mufasa. They're just coming for you, my friend. You must dodge. You must wait. You must run, Simba. You must run. Down on a turn 3, down into turn 4, though it is going to be Ryan Patty who takes this one home, and deservedly so here in stage 2, but that could have been something else there, barring any miracles or disasters there, but nonetheless still a great run there for his end and his keep. Woo, strong racing to say the least here for these drivers so far, and great battles all the way through right now for a lot of them, as Ryan Patty, 30 Valvoline machine, is going to take home stage number 2. Leading into the next part of this race here, we'll see how well that sticks around here for him and how well that'll keep going for him. But right now, I think it's better time than anything to now try to bring in some drivers here and talk with them. Let's go ahead and bring in the teammate we talked to Texas Belva earlier. Let's go ahead and bring Matthew Fleming in here. Matthew, do you have the copy, sir?
Yes, sir. I gotcha.
Hey, man, you were talking to your teammate earlier at Texas Kelva, and you guys right there are having a pretty solid battle, but then you had to go into pit road there. What was the deal there? Was it just pit strategy, or were you having to get some fuel and tires to save up for the end of this one?
Actually, we were going to be, we estimated about 3 laps short there on the stage, so we kind of didn't have a choice. Had to come in, otherwise we were going to run out there.
Definitely for sure there, and all the way through, you had a lot of work and a lot of stuff going down there, but I mean, at the end of the day, what's going to be the big thing going to this final stage we need to look for from you guys?
We're going to take a little bit better of a pit strategy here. We waited till near the end, and it obviously did not work out in our favor. So we are going to be looking at doing a little bit earlier of a pit stop, so that way we will be gassed up, tired up, and ready for the last few laps.
Well, it looks like you got the right idea in the right area, so we'll see if we get the Beer Nuts number 8 machine up into the zone here. We'll wish you nothing but the best luck, man.
Hey, thank you very much.
Absolutely. Matthew Fleming there taking the time to talk with us right now as our field gets ready to work it into pit road here. A lot of guys going into pit road. A lot of them deciding to take it on in and get things figured on in right now, so we'll see how well that works for their favor here as we now get back to business here. Some drivers do want to talk with us, some of them do not. Let's go ahead and talk in the back here. Talk with Mr. Jaden Constrick, who stayed on out. Jaden, do you have the copy, sir?
Yes, I do.
Hey, man, right now, beautiful looking Mountain Dew 88 machine now, running it through, but you're kind of in the back right now with some troubles early on. What happened there on the beginning of this race?
So, when the first big one initially happened, actually, I thought I was clear. Then a car came down the track unintentionally, and I had no choice but to hit him. I could not do anything about that, so I had damage, and I was off pace by the next green flag because I couldn't pit. Pits were closed when I tried, and so what we just ended up doing was I would pit the next caution, and that's what I did. Got the fast repair, and I believe I came out late.
Well, even though you came out late, I mean, there's one thing we can say, though, is you still have a pretty good chance here to fight. You still have a good chance to scratch and claw your way up through this field, so won't keep you around too much longer, but we do appreciate you stopping on board and see if we can get this one through.
Oh wait, my bad. I tried saving fuel and strategy went wrong. That's exactly what happened. But yeah, thanks.
That's all good, man. You always want to give you guys a little bit of a chance to talk and give you guys a spotlight. Everyone deserves a little spotlight here on the show, so good luck out there and see if it plays out. Taking you to Bax Racing Radio, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just double checking. Like I said before, folks, the producers never tell me where everyone's supposed to go at times, so I always get confused at certain points where who's who and where's what. So, as we now build it through and get ready to get back underway, looks like we're going double file restart once again. I don't really have time to talk with any of the drivers here at this point. I think we might have one word in here. We got Nathan Flanagan in the chat real quick. Nathan, you got a copy real quick, bud?
I got you.
Hey, that number 6 machine looking pretty strong. Anything really you want to say real quick before you get ready to go back to green flag racing?
Yeah, Josh and Ryan and Brock have been doing a good job tandem drafting when we have the opportunity to, and the pit stop strategy seem to be working out so far, so see if we can keep it going.
For sure there, man. Got a little bit of work to do, but there's still plenty of time here at Daytona. Keep on at it. We'll see if this one can truck through to the end.
Appreciate it, man.
Absolutely. Nathan Finnegan taking the time to talk with us here as we now finally initiate up to our next restart zone. Folks, if you haven't already, check out our store. Check out what down in the description here. Also, be sure to like and follow us up here on Facebook. Subscribe over to YouTube as we will have this race in its entirety on there as well. 720p as always. Be sure to check that out. And then, of course, as well, follow us up on our social media platforms at Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Well, this time around now, lights are coming off here at the field. will work their way in and now move the chains in and try to see who will be able to outpace the other. Times are going to be a big factor here, and they're going to really be pushing their way as Tatum Johnson has joined us in, rooting on from Kelva. Texas Kelva, I don't know, man, I don't know about you, but you got a lot of friends and family members in this chat tonight, brother. Nevertheless, great to have you all on board here, ready to get back underway. Green flag flies, we're underway. Final stage now. There is no holding back. You either win it or you lose. There is no in between with this one. All right, I'm on around Justin Bessonette right now, doing everything he can down the outside line, trying to see if he can get something to stick up there while the rest of the field continues it through. Justin Cox in the 23. We haven't talked about him all day long. He's up 6 spots from where he was at earlier. Started 9th, currently moving into the 3rd spot. Moving the chains on in. Robert Bluen in the 96 as well, kind of claiming in. You heard some drivers say earlier they got caught up in that first one, and ever since then they've been just kind of fight their way through to get back up into the top zone, but a lot of them also have been kind of laying off a little bit more than usual as of late, but now all that has kind of come to a quick end. They all want the same thing, which is just the only way to do that is to get up to the front and start to make a charge here. Field on in, still finding them on by here, giving themselves a hard run and a half here. Nowhere to go when it comes to making mistakes here, especially if you're in that 6 machine. You're in the inside line in the middle of the pylon to possibly get yourself into trouble zone if you're not careful. But he seems to be holding it out okay and seems to be doing just fine there as they come down around out of the corner zone. On board here with Josh Peak as we go around here in that 5 machine, trying to move the chain, moving through. You can see that onboard camera here. You can see that wheel really going in and right and out and around. One thing you notice too is even that gyro, watch how much that car just really turns and tilts. That's because literally what they're doing right now is they're dealing with the added pressure of those bank turns and those bank areas, which can really set you back quite a ways if you're not careful. I should say the number 3 machine of Josh Peak, not the 5. Unfortunately, with the way our numbers are set on here, they're not fit to the custom numbers. I'll tell you more about that in a second if you're new to the show. Back on through the front straightaway right now as Justin in the 06 machine, now having to deal with Robert Bluen as Bluen is your new leader. Not by much though, because that 06 of Justin Bessonette right now is starting to move the chains in and starting to make a work here for him. Looking to stay ahead of the run, looking to stay ahead of the position here. The 30 now of Patty trying to build the power back up and get the momentum in here, but the 3 wide salute is going to come down around out of turn 3. The Beer Nuts, number 8 of Fennig, moving to the outside. Tuts Todd Macy in the middle for a sandwich. Moves it through, and that right now the bread in between starting to spread apart because right now they're trying to get themselves moved through and move in harder here. Serious battles and a half here coming down on these series runs and turns. Nobody giving an inch and no one's giving any chances up to this one. Kelva and that number 4 now moving it through. He's trying to do everything he can to give himself a fighting chance here and trying to stay in the run and position zone. Edmund Romich right now currently coming on pro Kelva as well. Man, if Kelva don't get a good top 3 finish tonight, I think I might have a riot on my hands. I'm gonna have to barricade at the studio tonight. Right through and through right now. Fielded him on by right now, still hanging on by. The inside line you see right there, that 12 of Todd Macy just trying to corner it a little bit more, trying to eke in position. You gotta be careful going up to that high side though. That wall protection. Not as bad as the ARCA cars you saw a little bit earlier today, but it's definitely already bad to say the least here. Coming on the final 30 laps here, folks, and there's been some serious runs and a half here, serious battles in between. And now the gaps wise are starting to really show between the field and between everybody else. It really has just been a matter of who can outwit, outpace, and outsmart the other. All about timing and strategy, and all about how you play the game and how you run your race. And right now, currently, as they try to move it through, move the chains in, Lewin and Bissonette right now currently out of here as they come on by down around here. Ryan Petty and that Valvoline, number 3, I should say, not Valvoline. Moving it through and then kind of trying to bring down around once more. Field trying to get a little bit problem zone. We got even bigger problems. Justin Cox getting right into the wall. That sends Robert Barrasso to the inside and out of the wall. No! Frankie Barrasso, I should say, not Robert Barrasso, goes center of the wall as the caution comes out. Surprisingly, not too much damage done up on the cars, but that was definitely a little bit crazy to say the least here. We're going to take a look at the replay and see what happened here. You can see the field getting a little bit all over the place as Frankie had to open up his own lawn care service, but how about that save right there? Nicely done there, to say the least there. So let's see, where did everything go wrong? That'll be my first question. Looks like we barely just missed it there as well, coming out of that corner there, so have to work with what we got around here, I guess. As the sending machine now comes to a close, comes it on in. I think it's only a matter of better time. Go ahead and have a little word with him. So Mike Donahue, do you have a copy there, bud? Don't believe Mike has a copy here with us. Unfortunately, I think he might be a little bit busy in the car right now. So we'll go ahead and leave him alone, leave him back behind. It's one thing we don't do around here, folks, is get in trouble. And there's one thing we like to leave. One thing we like to have around here is a fair race and fair play to anyone. We don't like to mess with anybody around here. It's hard enough being in that car, I can tell you that much right now. So it's probably bad enough when someone all of a sudden pulls them in. It's like, hey, how you doing? It's like, wait, what? Who's talking? It can get kind of hectic out there, that's for sure. Well, right now, currently, as the field works it through, I think we'll have a word with Josh Peak in a second here. And now field comes out. Pit strategy really initiated in there, so that will bring our field into position. Now, better time than anything. Talk to some of the drivers here. We got Josh Beek on the call. Josh, do you have the call back though?
Yes, sir. How's it going?
Oh, go pretty good right now, man. Hey, that number 3 Chevrolet right now, it's been fighting all day. It's been fighting hard, but you've had to start kind of from that 16th spot and try to move your way up into the chains. But now, with this being the last stage, is there really anything different you've been trying to do compared to the last 2 stages you were in?
No, not really. I kind of just wanted to stay out of trouble as much as possible and just stay relevant with everybody. And I think it's going to be on from here on. So hopefully we can keep everything squared up on this thing and be up front.
Sure there. Well, right now, currently, the car seems to be holding out just fine. It looks pretty sweet out there. So we'll let you get back down to business there and see if you can bring it on home for you and your teammates tonight.
Well, thank you.
Absolutely. Josh Beek taking time to talk with us here as we get things back on around here. Get ready for more racing here. See how our field works it in. We've got some drivers in the house right now. Brock is not one of them, though, that would like to talk with us here, so we're going to leave him alone. Ryan Williams we have in that 9 machine. Maybe we can talk with him. Looks like we can. Let's go ahead and bring in one of his old teammates. We just talked with him here just a minute ago. This is also one of their team guys from there. This is Ryan Williams in the number 9 Coors Light machine. Ryan, you got the copy, bud?
Yeah, looking for a good run here. Trying to strategy worked good pretty early, and hopefully we finish this one here at the front.
Well, I guess I don't have to ask any questions around here. I think you just answered everything I was about to ask there for you. But I guess one thing I'll ask for you tonight is about your paint scheme. Is like, what was the big change up to do for the paint scheme tonight? You're running that Coors Light number 9. What's going on there?
Yeah, just a Elliott fan. Wanted to support the 9.
Hey, not wrong with that, man. Looks pretty sweet, looking pretty good. We'll see if you can get it up to the front, put it in victory lane tonight.
Appreciate it, man.
Absolutely. Ryan Williams taking the time to talk with us here. You're on call with us here for just a moment here as we get back on around here, ready to go back to business here. Ryan Patty in the 99 will be the guy to set the tone, set the pace. Before we get back down to business here real quick, just a quick word from our sponsors at AC Paints. If you guys need to get your stuff done right, visit up at AC Paints. They are a top sponsor and a big help to getting Smoking Tire Racing Series off the ground. Big thanks to them again from everyone at Smoking Tires Racing Series, AC Paints. Field works it in right now. They will back them on by. Everyone looking for the green flag to fly. Those lights come on, and they're hard charging their way through. Blue and leads it. I don't even need to talk, just listen. Oh, there is nothing more beautiful. Whizzing on by and just absolutely plowing up some 700 horsepower. These things are absolute beasts, to say the least. Here, it's right down here. Give more credit to iRacing for making these things sound as good as they do, man. These things are awesome to hear all the time. I still hope for one day maybe we get monster trucks in here, but then again, maybe that's just my anyway, back down to business here, down out of turn 2 here. Everyone's still in a hot pursuit here as Ryan Patty currently trying to give it all he's got there on the outside around blue in there. As old Texas Kelva takes the race lead yet again. We've got ourselves a new leader. Yeah, right now currently working with the best of them, trying to hold off a lot of drivers here until they'll fight them on by here, and everyone in the hopper. Running them on by down around now, currently still charging them through the board here. You got Todd Macy right now trying to hang on to the outside line, trying to build up some momentum there. Holding him on back in, trying to keep the corner zone in there, trying to keep the run at play as he's got a whole lot of drivers to get through here. Here comes the 48 of Brock Hersey though, and that 48 Exalta machine starting to run it in hard, running that baby into the deal. Wheeling and dealing it here. Charlie Baker winning, saying Texas family for the win. Rack back around down the front straightaway here. That 12 of Todd Macy doing all he can to stay in here. Hard runs and hard battles all the way through. Adam Ball, that 19 machine, just continue to corner it in and try to really work the throttle and push it all down to the bottom. 23 laps to go, and this is starting to look more and more like Texas Kelva has a chance here to take this one home, but he's still got a long time to go before this one's over and done with. Side by side, Todd Macy there goes with Brock Hersey. Hersey stays in his line, stays running the by, but Todd decided to drift down a little bit, maybe. Field works it through Derek Daly, and that 42 machine now starting to move through the chain, starting to move it back on in. Hanging on by here, still charging around, while the 23 of Justin Cox trying to also give himself a lot. Rooking him through, challenging it down him in and down the back straightaway here. Everybody in a pretty good pursuit. No one giving an inch and no one wanting to give up any chances up to this one at all. Chad Hadelvig right now, I hope I said his name right. Currently working it through here. He's got that 70 of Mike Donahue, one of the lone Canadians right now, trying to move the chains in. Got a long way to go. Frankie Barrasso was in the front earlier, moved Wade in the back here. Now he's with Brian Toole in the 2 machine, currently in that 17th spot. The field just trying to do everything they can right now. Trying to stay ahead of being in trouble zones. Whoa, look out, we've got big problems, we've got huge problems. I don't think that was the camera angle we were looking for around here. Go! Oh my, oh man. Well, I wasn't expecting that all of a sudden, but that just came out. Whew. Not sure what happened there, what went wrong, but there is serious damage up on these cars here, and right now I'm trying to figure out what everything happened there, man. That just happened in a sudden burst. Holy smokes. See if we get an idea what happened here with the replay. Oh, right there. Teammates actually got into one another. And unfortunately, once that happened, the whole field just kind of got wrecked in there as well. Let's see what happened here with Matthew Fleming. Him and his teammates kind of tagged each other in, and then well, he decided to play spin the bottle, but thankfully he doesn't have to go airborne, but the front end and the back bumper definitely came clashing off there. Whole field coming to a standstill and coming to a serious downward spiral. Tough break there for Reese. Unfortunately, his teammate, Matthew Fleming. Seems like the car's okay, though. Seems like he'll be able to live to fight another day, but now some guys moving into the field now. Might be a little bit of a change-up. You never know around here. That definitely could have just sparked a little change on the draw and a little change on the call. We shall see. It's only a matter of time here. Derek Daly, we were going to see if he wanted to talk with us here, but he's giving us the word he does not want to be messed with. So we're not going to mess with him. We're going to go over here and talk with the number 2 here, Brian Toole. And Brian managed to escape that one by a narrow margin of error, but now laps are starting to wind down, man. And what's going to, you going into pit road here, or you plan to stay out and try to fight their way through with these guys?
I'm staying out. I'm in it to win it now. We're racing.
For sure there. Looks like you're going to be moving up into the 3rd spot now with everything going down. So what's really going to be the big thing to have to find your way around old Texas Kelva and Derek Daly there?
You got to keep your line and keep it off others. I've been hanging back the whole race, so now's the time when I'm going to start racing from here on out.
For sure there, man. Well, looks like you've been pretty much playing playing a smarter strategy and playing a little bit of a harder run. But now it looks like you definitely got some time to make up and time to go for it here. So, Brian, we won't keep you around too much longer, but we'll see if maybe you can hold this one out and push this one to the end here, brother.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm going to try my best. Thanks.
For sure there. Thank you again. Brian Toole there, driving the number 2 machine, trying to see if he can put this one up into the cleaners and into the zone. Ryan Williams coming out there. You saw he had a little bit of a hiccup there. Got some damage zone there. It's moved through the field right now. Everyone ready to go through and trying to challenge their way in. Quite a few drivers still trying to make a bit of a game plan for themselves, trying to make themselves well known and well in it. Let's go ahead and talk with Mr. Michael Jennings here as he now joins us in. Michael, do you have the copy, bud?
Yeah, man, how we doing?
We're doing pretty good. Hey, man, you've been running pretty hard all day. Been pretty good, but haven't had much of the breaks when it comes to positions-wise. What's been going down there tonight, bud?
Yeah, man, I've had some bad luck. Let's just start there, you know. The last one ended up there. I ran out of fuel, and all of a sudden I threw back into neutral, and I just, the rear end locked up on me. So not too sure what's going on there, but we're just going to try to get back on the lead lap here, and hopefully we can get some lucky dogs and maybe some more things happen here. Just get as many positions and points as we can.
There's still a few laps left to kind of get all that to figure in and work your way through, so we'll keep you around too much longer.
All right, man.
All right. Hey, Michael, where are we throwing you back into, bud?
It's going to be the CCR.
All right, just double checking. All right, so as he gets it back in there down in the pit road, our field will now work him back in. Double file him up on the restart zone, folks. Bring it back on down, which means now we must get that timer down. And it's time to hammer down. camera work back to work. Drivers back into the field. Some drivers got heavy damage up on their front ends. Derek Daly, man, he is battered. That car has beaten battered up. I'm surprised they're going to let him go on the restart zone, but he's saying he wants to go for it. He wants to go for it all here, so we'll see how well it plays out here and how it all comes down here as they bring it back around here. Green flag flies, and they are back underway here now as they come on down. I didn't even know about that camera angle that the producers just showed me. That was new. Thanks, guys. Anyway, back down to business here. Brian Toole. He's starting to move it through. Texas Kelva. He early on had that problems there, and he seems to got it figured in, but now trying to build up some momentum, trying to stay in that zone, trying to work them through as our field comes on by down around now. We got this new camera working in. I'm kind of liking this thing a little bit. This is pretty cool. They're moving through pretty hard here, pretty down and about here, doing all they've got to charge them through right now. Here comes the 3 there, Josh Beek moving it in the corner zone into the position, trying to make a big run there coming down that front straightaway. Now they get a little bit close, evened out the odds, swaying into it more. Looks like a little bit of a push here from Justin to Josh. Right back on outside of the turn 1 down to turn 2. They go here, they hold it out, keep it clear, stay out of trouble, boys. Good. Woo, man, it's getting a little intense here. You can come down the final 10 laps. I guarantee you, you're going to see some serious battles and a half here. Running them on through. The charges are starting to come away. They're starting to really push forward here. There's not a lot of room for error here. That's for darn shooting here. Right back on by yet again. Everyone's still making a big run for the end, big run for the back as they go side by side, taking this one on in. No one making a mistake just yet. Sure around here. Right back on down around Texas Kelva, though, not getting him up just yet. He wants to put a footful to this one, try to put it to work. See if he can get around Josh Meek in that 3 machine. These guys still double filing up here. No one giving in here. As you take it to the blimp cam right now, you can get an eye view picture of where everyone's at right now, where everyone's been going at here. A lot of run and a lot of room and a lot of work here done from these drivers, and battles put into work and good use as well. Absolutely a beautiful scenery and beautiful work done by the cameramen here, and still trying to somewhat outwit and outdo themselves here. Right around here, yet laps starting to wind down, time starting to go away here, nobody giving an inch here, especially with only 12 laps to go here to get to the stripe here. Right on the back here now, we are finally initiating only 12 to go here in this field. The drivers just absolutely tearing it up, trying to fight their way through and trying to find a position to run here. Texas Kelva got put way back in the pack here. I think his pit strategy and fuel strategy may not be working quite the well as ways he wants it to. It's definitely noticeable right now as they continue to boom him down to the back straightaway here, trying to move him through. Cornering off their zones, trying to run them in hard as they can here. Now fighting their way on into position zone. No room for error here, no room for mistakes. field trying desperately to stay ahead of the territory, trying to stay ahead of the zone. But wrapped upside down, we're down, trouble, we got big problems there out of turn 1, whoa! Why is it every time we turn the camera over, all of a sudden something just has to happen there? Oh, God, folks. Well, I'm not even sure what happened there, what went wrong, but, you know, the only way to find out is to really go back and watch the replay here. Looks like Texas Kelvin got flipped around a little bit, kind of pumped in there, and, well, the rest they say is history. See, looks like maybe just a little bit of a bump there is all it took from Brian Tilley. He's trying to push his way through, and a little overly aggressive driving, and unfortunately it sends him on back and out of the pit zone, and unfortunately wrecked up on that one. And that might have sealed his fate here. I don't know if he's got an instant repair ready to go or not. We'll see when they come down the wire here and come down the end, but that definitely just set them back quite a ways here. So we will let these drivers get situated on in and get things fixed on by here once again. Laps are winding down though, and time is starting to not give any chances up for that at all here. Get back to green flag racing here, folks. We will be then at 7 to 6 laps to go, and then at that point you might as well just call it a shootout, because that's really all it is at this point. Everybody is trying to fight their way through and trying to hang on by with these guys here. Well, again, if you are still tuned in with us right now, first off, thanks again for tuning on in. I appreciate you guys' support. If you like the show and you like what you hear and like what you see, then of course go down to our merchandise store we have here on the show. We would really appreciate that, and would love if you guys could pick up some merchandise there. A lot of stuff I've said on the show before that has now been turned into a shirt or into merchandise. I don't know who thought that was a bright idea or what was going to happen there, but I'll take it. Still pretty cool nonetheless, so to be honest with you, some of the stuff we've said and done on here before is good. So the field will work them in. The field will get back on by around here. As the 06 Justin Bissonette will now have himself a chance at immortality here at Daytona International Speedway and take himself home a victory here. Josh Beacon at 3 will be this outside, while Ryan Williams on the 9 continues to move the chains in. And then Frankie Barroso now, after working from the back of the outhouse, he's back up into the zone of the White House, and Nathan Finnegan closing in on some positions here. So this could get interesting here, folks. We'll see how well this plays out here. So much at stake, so much going down right now for these drivers. Just a lot of great times and good stuff here. Absolutely incredible to say the least here. So as we get things fixed on in, of course, this season opener, probably the best way to go and probably the best way to do it at this point. But now, it comes to this. Will this be their final restart? Will this be their last chance to take home the win? Well, we're going to find out right now as they get the green flag back on out. Field now in a full-on attack, full-on progressive run to the zones as they continue to corner them off into their run area. 7 laps are made here as the field now moves through. Barrasso trying to give himself a little bit of a chance here, trying to move it through. This is where things get a little bit dicey here, folks, when they get a little bit aggressive. Back on by here, down out of turn 3, down in turn 4 here. The 12 with Todd Macy moving the chains, moving it through right now. The outside zone, moving it in pretty hard here, giving himself a pretty good shot at opportunity. But Josh Beacon, that 3 machine now moving in a little bit more, trying to get a movement on. Slight miscommunication or any slight misrun error on that one will send them way back, give them a lot of problems later. And they know all about that. That's why they're trying to stay ahead of that curve and trying to stay ahead of the zone. Right now, nowhere to go, nowhere to hide, definitely nowhere to make any mistakes around here as you see everybody in a hot battle and a hot pursuit here. Everybody trying desperately to kind of keep these cars in rhythm. You can see the whole field just kind of bouncing around, kind of pushing back a little bit, kind of doing their own thing, staying in there as a 3-wide, so it could be in order in place here soon enough. You can see that running to a big trouble there on a turn 3 to 4. Brian Williams going for the ride of his life in the course light number 9. Holy smokes. Oh man. Just took a ride and a half there. The whole car comes to a stop. Motor's gone. Car is destroyed. But ouch, ouch, and ouch. About that here as we go to the PTM Instant Replay and see if we can see a full-on coverage spot of what exactly happened there. Here's the full replay in its entirety here, folks. Watch right about there, right there. Looks like the 6 just got a little bit too off. Kyle Massey, and then all of a sudden, bam, 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 bam. No, thank you, ma'am. I do not want that ride ever again. And unfortunately, Williams' night might have just come to an end there. That's one thing I know as a driver that just absolutely sucks to see and have to deal with. Is just that idea of going to flipping over like that and just losing all your ground time and everything you worked for and fought for. And now all of a sudden you don't have any way of showing how to get back to it. The field now will have to desperately try someone stay alive here. This will be a green, white, checker restart now. You can pick your favorites here, folks. This is starting to get a little bit interesting. at your top 5 right now. This is how we look at it here. And one thing also to know is right now the only Chevrolet is Josh Peak in that 3 machine. Currently the rest are all Fords up in the top 5 zone at the moment. So right now this is going to be kind of an interesting war of attrition with the manufacturers anyway, but yeah. Now Field has to work it through and try to fight this one to the end here. Now will tell them bye. They will double file them up, and now folks, this one comes to the end. If you haven't already, share us around because this is going to be possibly our last restart of the night. We're calling it a day. Like I said, we need to get ready to get things figured on in. We got some work to do, and I've got a job to take care of tomorrow morning. So let's get this one finished up and get things fixed on by. This is coming to the end here, folks. What a season it has been. What a battle all the way through. Now comes to this. What do? Do you fight to the end and work for all you got? Do you clamber on to anything you can to hang on by this one? What will happen? Because right now, currently, the way we're seeing it, this will be a strong, strong finish in a battle to say the least here to the end. Nowhere to go, nowhere to give. It's either you win or you lose. Pace truck comes off this time around, folks. We're getting them back underway here and back on through as the green light flashes. We're back away. One more chance to take home glory. Threw him on down around out of turn 1, down turn 2. Now here comes Justin Bissonette there in the 06 machine trying to move it through as Todd Macy in the 12 coming up hard, trying to into position. Full throttle assaults are initiated here down on the back straightaway, but will they be able to keep it clean and keep it out of trouble? That's one thing you have to be careful about, is running in too hard, a little too aggressive there. They know it's coming. They know they've got to keep it through with this one to the end. Right back on around out of turn 4. Now we've got one last chance. This is going to be it. White flag comes out. Here we go. They've kept it clear now. If a caution comes out, they'll have like a one lap restart, I believe, and that'll be all they get. Oh, but then they've got problems here. As we talked about there in the front stretch, we got big problems. Oh, the leaders are crashing out turn 1 and 2. The whole field has crashed. Who's going to survive this thing? Jaden Korstek somehow gets out of the trouble. Now Brock Hersey gets into the momentum as well. Robert Bluin trying to make a move. A defend by Jaden Korstek. What is he doing? Jaden Korstek just completely blocked in. Brock Hersey from the outhouse to the White House. And I don't think I can say it any better than that. He is going to take home the race win, coming to the finish, the lone survivor at Daytona. Jaden Korstek gets second, third goes to Robert Bluin, and I'm not even sure how to call that one, and much less how the heck that even happened. Top 5 on your screen now, and oh boy. I don't think I've ever once in my life seen a finish where the whole field, including the leaders, got crashed up on the last lap. And a guy from the back literally just took this one. Unbelievable. I've never in my life seen a race end like that or finish like that, and that was something there, folks. But nevertheless, there can only be one, and tonight, that one is Brock Hersey. He is your winner in the season opener at Daytona, and what a finish to say the least here, Hersey. Gotta believe he's a happy camper in that car right now. Ready to put that one, smoke up the joint and smoke up the place more than Wiz Khalifa and Snoop Dogg on 420, my friend. Shredding the tires and burn some rubber and having some fun with it. I take to the grass. Yeah, try to cool the tires off a little bit. That don't mean the motor's gonna calm down though. No siree, Bob. What a race. What a battle all the way through, man. Holy crap. Wow. Holy cow. Well, looks like we're getting the final results in now, folks. So let's go ahead and take it to the results here. This is the Smoking Tires Racing Series final results here tonight. Brock Hersey, somehow, some way, man. Give him credit's due. He takes this one home. Second goes to Jaden Consturk. Third, Robert Bluen. Fourth to Michael Jennings. Fifth to Mike Donahue. Sixth to Josh Peak. Seventh to Justin Bessonette. I swear I'm going to say his name wrong every time. Eighth to Adam Ball. Ninth to Kevin Fetty. 10th to Frankie Barrasso. 11th to Brian Sewell. 12th to Todd Mace. 13 to Derek Daly. 14 to Chad Hadelvig. 15 to Reese Kelva. 16 to Nathan Finnegan. 17 to Kyle Macy. And then 18 to Tori Thompson to round out your field here tonight. And again, if I did mess up your names, guys, I do apologize in advance once more. I know I'm pretty bad with names. I'll admit that one up front. Well, nevertheless here, folks, gonna get a word real quick before we call it a night. Let's go ahead and have a little word with our boys at AC's Paints. They are the ones that are helping get tuned on in, get these drivers all a chance to fight their way through and have a little bit of a run here tonight. So a very big special thanks to them for helping these teams out and helping these guys get this one in tonight. Weren't for them, they wouldn't be able to have as much racing as they do here. So as we get things fixed on in, I think it might be a time or two to talk with our drivers here. We'll see if Robert Bluen will talk with us first here, and it looks like he's ready to go. Let's have a word with him. All right, he finishes third here tonight, taking this one home in probably one of the most chaotic fashions I've ever seen for a third place finish. Robert Bluen in that 96 machine. Robert, talk me through what the heck happened on that last lap, man.
Tell you the truth, I saw a car slipping in front of me. I went high on the back stretch once I cleared it. Car came up, cut my nose off. I tried to get low, and then I felt I just got run right to the grass. So I don't know what to say. Damaged car or not, I'll take a top three.
Top three indeed, and a long run all the way through. Still had to fight that one to the end, man. So I got to ask you, but you had to work for that one pretty hard. Steering everything down to the end. What do you want to say here for this one?
Oh, it was a battle. I mean, getting to pole is unusual for me. So starting the race until the first caution, was having fun. My next plan of attack was just to play it clean in the back and then get racy at the end. So I did what I had to do to try to get the 96 up in the winner's circle.
You definitely did indeed, but nevertheless, may have came up just a slight bit short, but that's nothing to sneeze at when you're running on Daytona International Speedway, man. Congratulations, and what a finish to say the least there.
Nature of the beast at this place. Nature of the beast.
Ain't that the truth, sir? Congratulations once more.
Thank you.
Robert Bluen, everybody, in that 96 machine, taking it on home tonight. And probably one of the most chaotic finishes I think I've seen in a while. Alright. That's why I haven't already said that enough. Alright. Jaden Conster currently in the wings right now in that 88. Now we will talk with him here. Let's see what the heck happened there.
To where it automatically asks me to save when the thing pops up or whatever.
Hey, Jaden, you got a second, bud?
Yeah, I do.
All right, hey, Jaden Concert finishing second place here tonight. Congratulations on that. We talked about Luce in just a minute here, or Robert, just a minute there, man. Talk us through your side of what happened there with that final lap, man. Everything was just chaotic to say the least.
Yeah, it was actually so. I did not know if I would have aero damage or not, and I guess it turns out that I didn't have aero damage. It was just visual. Because I was able to keep up with all the leaders that were up there. The low side got a huge chug, and from there, I think someone bumped in the corner, and so that caused that last big one at the end. And so from there, me, the 48, and the 96 were all left, and so it was kind of like just us three on the backstretch trying to drag race it out. I might have been able to keep up with the 48. I don't know. I don't know if that visual damage is anything to worry about, so I would not know. But, and then from there, it was a drag race from there, and the 96, the 48, and I got into a little bit, and then it said I was clear, so I started coming down, and the 96 started making a move, and I got almost turned, and once he touched me, I could not turn right to save it, so it was kind of done from there. The 96 ended up in the grass. Luckily, we were both able to save it and come out with a podium.
For sure there, man. You had a lot of work to go through and a lot of stuff dealing with all the way through the end here, man. That's definitely something, nothing to sneeze at when you're talking on Daytona, as we mentioned earlier, but nevertheless, still a second place finish here tonight, coming up just a little short, but still takes it home for second. What do you want to say to your friends and family out here tonight, bud?
First of all, I want to thank Jamoni for inviting me to this, because this was, like, really, really fun. I like a lot of the people here. They're pretty fun to race with. It's really action-packed, you know, not really single line most of the time. There's a lot of stuff to worry about, and it's basically intense the whole way. So, I gotta really thank Jamoni for letting me into this. Gotta thank Michael for not kicking me out. And, yeah.
For sure there, man. Nevertheless, you have got yourself a second place finish here tonight on PTM Racing TV. Congratulations on that, and what a way to finish off the season here, or start the season off. I'll finish off. I'm thinking like just a couple of hours ago. Anyway, congratulations there, bud.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Jaden Gonsterk taking sound talk with us here. I'm not sure we're gonna get Brock Hersey in the call here. We will message up the producers real quick and double check here. I believe he is good to go here. Brock, would you like to talk about the finish, bud?
Sure.
All right. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, your race winner here tonight, Brock Hersey. And Brock, you know, I've already said it about 1,000 times already, but that had been one of the wildest and craziest finishes I've ever seen. You managed to work your way from the outhouse into the White House legitimately at Daytona. What the heck was going through your mind there on that final lap?
I have no idea what was going on. From the start of the race, the plan was to hang back and just kind of let the race come. And when we took the white, I was like, okay, see if I can try to pick up a couple spots. And then it just, everything went sideways. And next thing I know, there's nothing in front of me, and I made it through.
You did indeed, man. You had a little gap there, snuck your way through, and like a thief in the night, he takes this one home, and not in a way stolen, but you just pretty much kind of took it on house money at that point and just ran with it. Talk to me going through the next races from here on out before we see you guys again. What's going to be the big thing for you to kind of work off the success here at Daytona?
Well, it's the restrictor plate track. No, it's a completely different type of racing from here on out. So just kind of really settle in for the real racing and just see what the car has and see what the team wants to do and move from there.
Absolutely there. Well, nevertheless, Brock, you have yourself a race win and a strong finish to say the least. I got to ask you, man, what do you want to thank you for this finish tonight?
I got to thank my team. We were communicating the whole entire race, and we had a strategy, but as we know at Daytona, strategy sometimes just goes sideways. But they really kept on it, and we had a plan, and we stuck to it, and at least one of us was able to get the win.
You definitely did indeed there, man, and all the way through it comes to the close, comes to the win. You're taking home the first victory of the new season. You are the season opener winner here tonight. Brock, congratulations on that, and we'll hope to see you next time out here, buddy.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's really going to wrap it up here tonight here, and what a show, what a battle that was all the way through. Great stuff from everybody here. Great stuff from the new series. Great to have Smoking Tires Racing on board for 4 of their races here in the season. Do appreciate them giving us the opportunity to do that. The next time, though, we see you guys here live on the show will be hopefully tomorrow night. We are working with some things here, so just be aware of that as we kind of get things wrapped on through. We are hoping we'll get the studio up and running, but never can be too sure. So for now, though, we love you guys, and for all of you at home, please be safe, and hopefully we'll see you tomorrow, all things considered. So for now, though, be safe, God bless, take care, good night, everybody.